Got an interesting board we're looking at in this video. We're looking at the Fanatic Stubby Foil edition. This is like a 4-in-1 board. You could windsurf normally, you could windsurf foil it, you can SUP it normally, SUP surf it normally, or you can SUP surf foil it as well. So we've been using this over the last couple of months in all of the disciplines, and this is how we got on with it. So the specifications for this board, it's 8'7" long, it's 29.25 inches wide, don't forget the 2.5, and when we measured the thickness of it, it came at approximately 4 inches. Gives it 120 litres in volume. The board weighs itself on board alone is 9.1 kilograms, and with the foil in it weighs 9.4. So actually it doesn't weigh that much with the full combo. It comes as standard with a thruster fin setup, that's 3 fins, and the board retails at £1,649. But if you're after the foil as well, you're going to have to put your hand in your pocket a bit deeper and bring out some more cash, because that costs an extra £899. The construction of the board itself is something slightly different we haven't seen on the market so far. It's a biax fibre construction with a PVC sandwich wrap around the board, making it quite a lightweight at 9.1 kilograms. And also the toughness of the board is actually quite outstanding, what we've noticed so far. The board has a slight sort of softness to the rails, but it doesn't crack or ding, so it's a different sort of feel to your more traditional boards. The foil construction, the main wing is a full carbon, and the fuselage and the back wing is a carbon composite, and the main shaft is made out of aluminium. So this is the first review we've ever done of a 4-in-1 board, and it definitely won't be the last, I can guarantee that for sure. So let's go over a few points on what we really think are worth noting about the board and foil. So looking at the shape of the stubby, it's very similar to the previous stubbies, but those boards, to be honest, were very good shapes. General outline shape is fairly parallel up at the midsection with a nice pulled in tail and a sort of mini diamond tail. The big shapes to talk about on the Fanatic Stubbies is really the thinness of the rails. They have a very nice thin rail to them, and actually they're relatively sharp towards the back of the board. So really when you're SUP surfing it and using it with the fins the traditional way, it does offer a nice amount of performance to the board, a nice amount of drive and grip on the bottom turn, and also a really nice slashy carvy feel to the top turn as well. If we take the foil off and turn the board over and look at the underneath bottom shape, up at the nose it has a very slight small single concave that forces the water back, and then at the midpoint you still have that large depression, but it's actually forcing up to a slight double concave, which is channeling the water down through past the fins all the way back towards the tail. And right at the tail there you can see it subtles out very slightly, but it's still a double concave forcing the water back towards the fins. Talking about the fins, it comes as standard with their honeycomb 5-inch fins in a full thruster setup. What we mean by that full thruster is 3 fins that are all the same size, and they're fitted with a multi-fin box, which really is a fantastic fin box. We think the multi-box is a really great move on this board because it can take FCS fins and futures fins as well. So it's really great if you've got lots of fins out there in your quiver, you can put any sort of fin setup on that. A really great move, a simple thing that really makes your life a lot easier. While the board's upside down, we can look at the foil attachment. It's basically 2 US boxes side by side, but there's a huge amount of reinforcing right around the whole of the US boxes. The real reason for that is most fins, your force is sideways on the fin as you're forcing the turn or the board down the wave. That's a sideways movement. There really is very little force in the forward and back movement. With the foil on the board, you've got force forward and backwards and side to side, so the box area needs to be really well enforced, which this box is. A big thing to note, you can see on the camera, is the nose rocker. There is a large amount of nose rocker on this stubby, which is fantastic for a couple things. Obviously, when you're going up and coming down on the foil, it doesn't catch on the nose or nose dive. You might come down to the water and come off the foil, but you don't fall off the board. So having that extra nose kick is really great at saving those nose dive situations. And also, if you're surfing it in a normal sort of surf setup on a wave, it's fantastic to have the extra nose rocker when you're coming off the tops or doing sharper top turns. You're not so well balanced on the board, the nose rocker just pulls you out of it. The big thing for us is we know any board can sort of foil, but really we want to know what is it like in the surf. And the good thing about this stubby is it's really, really nice to surf in the old-fashioned thin things you put at the back, you know. very smooth on the wave. It's going to get you into the wave fairly early, not super early because there's quite a lot of nose rocker, but fairly early. It's easy to ride, but it offers a good amount of performance for maybe that sort of intermediate advanced rider as well. So it is a lovely board to surf, very snappy on the top turns, but still very forgiving for the more intermediate SUP surfers as well. Now when it comes to SUP foiling, do not think we are pros, because we are far from it. To be honest, we're still just learning to get up and keep going on the foil. To be honest, most of the time, in fact all of the time, if the swell is good and nice waves, we're going to go traditional SUP surfing every time. Foiling still hasn't ticked that overall box for us. But this board, to get yourself onto SUP surfing, foiling waves for the first time, is very, very easy. Pops up nice and easy, and if you do come down with a crash because of that extra nose rocker, it doesn't catch you out or throw you off in any way. It's very light underfoot because the board is a 9.1 kilograms, so the board, using it and moving it around in and out of the shallows, doesn't feel too big and bulky. So as far as getting you into SUP foiling, it is a great board for that too. The real question we were wondering, and a lot of other people were talking about it when we put this on Facebook and for YouTube, is can you windsurf this foil setup, the S1 foil, the foil that comes supposedly with this board? Because Fanatic do make a H9, which is a specifically made windsurf foil, so we were unsure if it did. We did take it windsurfing and we could windsurf foil it. We found in average wind conditions it was quite easy to pop up onto the foil. You could get into the foot straps and you could ride along in a straight line up in the foil, feeling that flying motion. We didn't start getting into carve jibes and all those sort of stuff, but then we're not at that level yet. So definitely, maybe there might be some drawbacks with higher speeds and more performance-based maneuvers to this foil, but to get you up and foiling on a windsurf board, it is definitely possible with this setup. It's nice that it comes with a fairly big windsurf box, putting your UJ in at the front there, so if you do want to ride it in normal traditional windsurfing sense, which is a thruster setup, you could trim it forward and back, go wave riding with it. You've got your foot straps, you haven't got a centre back foot strap, so you have got the outer strap, so you might need to wave ride it with a front foot strap and not a centre back strap, if you're more into that sort of windsurfing wave sailing point of view without a foil. Another thing which is worth noting that we really like is the bag that the foil comes in itself. Each part of the foil can be covered up with a sort of foam padding, and you can even install it around the foil as it's in one piece altogether. So you've got a full pad for the shaft and you've got some more padding for the fuselage. The foot straps come as standard with the board, so that's really nice to have. And the whole package with the bag is actually really nice and easy to use and move around when you're transporting it to the beach. So who do we think the board will suit best? Well, definitely if you're weighing 65 to about 90 kilograms, it's going to be a really nice SUP surfing board that you can take out. You could be a beginner, intermediate, so not your first times catching waves. You've caught a few waves before, maybe on your bigger boards, 10.5s and stuff. A nice size down board to come to. And again, the best thing about it is you could stick a foil on it, you could get into SUP foiling, and also if you're a windsurf background, you can windsurf foil it as well. So it is actually a board that can do multiple sports. So pros and cons and value for money? Well, pros, it's got to be the board shape is fantastic. It's very nice board shape, and it's got the foil box, so you can just buy a foil and start foiling it if you want to. And cons, well, definitely something you're going to have to bear in mind is you can windsurf foil this, and it is fairly easy to get up on the foil and stay on the foil, but it might not offer you that ultimate performance that a windsurf foil do, because they are quite a lot different shape and design, and also the foils mainly for the real performance windsurf foils are further back in the board where you would find your normal fin box. So that's definitely something to be aware of, but the real only con for the foil and board is that the logos were coming off of the main aluminium quite early on, but it doesn't affect the foil at all. It's just the graphics that are peeling slightly. And value for money, well, the board itself is a very good price point at £1,649. It's lightweight, very nice shape, and it is what this board is worth. And to have a foil box in it as well is fantastic, so you could just eventually save up, get yourself a foil if you wanted to, or if not and you want to sell the board again, it makes the board even more sellable having that foil box fitted in it. So yeah, really good value product from Fanatic. I hope you found that SUPboarder review interesting and informative, and it's given you enough information to understand if this board and foil package is right for you. For more information, we'll talk about it in a bit more depth on a SUPboarder Pro video, but until next time, we'll see you on SUPboarder Mag or on YouTube. Thanks a lot.